Hi everyone and welcome to a Theme Park Worldwide News Update. It's only last week that we was at the Alton Towers Resort and shared with you all an action-packed update checking out the deconstruction of Nemesis. Of course, the ride closed in November 2022 and since then lots of the ride has started to be removed and taken off-site. This is set to continue throughout 2023 and of course next year, 2024, Nemesis will be back at Alton Towers after this retrack, new supports, foundation work, and now it looks like there's going to be more work happening than what we'd originally anticipated, especially when it comes to the overall look and appearance of the ride and maybe the backstory as well. So in this update I'm going to share all of that information with you all. But yeah, like I said, if you haven't already, make sure you check out that update showing more of the track coming out. It's really interesting to see, and yeah, that's set to continue over the next few weeks. There's actually a full resort shutdown now for the next couple of weeks, no guests in the resort at all, so I'd imagine the resort are really going to be working their hardest now to remove as much of the track and supports whilst there's no guests on site at all. But here we go then. So yeah, big update really to talk about. Over the past couple of days, a photo emerged on an Instagram account called Jackie K, and yeah, it's a photo of the new Nemesis track. Now you might be thinking, hang on a minute, how do we know this is definitely the Nemesis track? Well, if we throw back to November, of course, when the ride closed, and actually on Google Street View it was updated for the place where they are manufacturing the new Nemesis track. Now that isn't in the UK, it's not in Switzerland where B&M are based. No, it's actually in the USA, in Ohio, and it's actually at the Claremont Steel Fabricators in Ohio. That is where they're making the new Nemesis track. Now, back in November, on Street View, it was updated, and we can see this track just here. And at a first glance, just there, you can easily see a lot of this track matches the track that has been removed from Nemesis. Obviously, you can tell straight away that is Nemesis track. However, at that point, it wasn't painted or anything like that. You know, it kind of went under the radar. It was just like, oh, that's the new track being fabricated, and it'll be making its way over here to the UK and to Alton Towers at some point this year, ready to be erected. Well, Jackie K on Instagram went down there to have a little look just a few days ago and shared this image just here, and as you can see, the Nemesis track has been painted black, which is something completely different to what we were expecting. I mean, those iconic colours have been the same for quite a few years now on Nemesis. They're not the original colours, it was actually repainted a few years ago now, when yeah, they actually needed to update it. It was looking really faded, so yeah, they did paint it. So yeah, it was different to the original paint colour, but it was still with that white track. It used to have a lot more kind of blood scratches and marks on there when it first was put up in 1993 and of course opened in March 1994. But yeah, we've got black track for Nemesis, which looks certainly very different. Now, this has been a real controversial one. Everyone's been talking about it these past couple of days, so I thought I'm going to have to sit down, film a video, share my thoughts on it. And well, they are that in its current form, I cannot imagine that track being black for Nemesis. Like, we know that it is going to be that now. That is definitely the Nemesis track, but with how the current look of the area is, I just don't see how that's going to fit in. So that leads me on to think we're going to be seeing more updates than we're thinking with this Nemesis project. This ride's going to come back, it's going to be reborn. However, I think we're going to see updates to the story. I think we're now going to see a lot of changes to theming, maybe some more additional head choppers and things like that around. We know that you know, the Merlin parks have really upped their theme in these past few years with things like Wicker Man at Alton Towers, down south, some of the attractions like Jumanji at Chessington. You know, the theming is looking really good and quite high standards, so could we see them update the theming? In fact, I think it's 100% going to happen now, especially with this black track that we're going to be seeing. Now, we didn't really expect this. However, there's always been a few kind of hints towards it from Alton Towers since November when the ride closed, because they gave out these wristbands that were all red and black and grey. Along with that, there was QR codes to scan that linked to these different colours. So There's always been a lot of speculation, people thinking, oh, is Nemesis going to come back with different track colour? But I think a lot of us, myself included, thought, well, no, it's iconic, it's not going to change colour. But there we go, it definitely is Nemesis, and it definitely is going to be black track. Now, we've not seen the supports yet. A lot of people are saying, oh, there's going to be red supports. I don't think they're going to be red. I think that would look really, ugly. I think you look at black track, red supports, I don't think that would work. However, I think we are going to see them three colours, that being black, grey and red, all part of the ride and area's colour scheme. Obviously we know we've got the black track, probably dark grey, nearly black supports, I would say, for this, and then maybe they might bring the red in and go back to that original kind of 1994 look for Nemesis, where there was all these blood kind of scratches on the track and that sort of thing. I think that would look really nice on there. Comment down below, let me know your thoughts, but maybe that's what we could be seeing with this here. I really don't think we're going to see red supports, even to like a dark red, like maroon or something like that. I don't see that working, so I think we're going to be looking at the black track, maybe some scratches of red on there, maybe even up the supports as well, possibly, or if not that, at least in the area, some more red added. Possibly the waterfalls come back. I mean, that'd be amazing. Have the blood red waterfalls again, and that would be great. But yeah, it's really interesting. My initial reaction to it was, oh my god, like I can't imagine it being a different colour. However, I'm starting to come more around to the idea now, as long as there is going to be changes made to the area itself, because if they just left the station the same colour it is now and everything like that, and this rusty look, you've got this perfect black track, it's just not going to work. So I think that's confirmation now, basically, that the whole area is going to have some TLC and probably some new bits in there. The storyline is going to be updated. I'd like to see the monster kind of come more alive. We've seen that with the likes of Wicker Man with sound effects and screens. Same with the Marmalizer on the Smiler, the Jaguar Shrine down in World of Jumanji at Chessington. These big structures that kind of come alive. Nemesis Station could be alive. You could go inside there, there could be like hearts beating, that kind of thing, like the monster has come alive again, that sort of idea. So I don't know, they're my kind of thoughts on that. But yeah, I think we're going to be seeing, obviously we know it's confirmed to be black track, possibly some blotches of red on there, I think, than dark grey supports, with some other enhancements made to the area. And what enhancements would you like to see? I mean, Nemesis has always been famous for its head choppers and a great layouts, but I'm sure they could add even more to enhance the experience. Maybe some kind of portal style elements where you could go through, add some kind of mist effects, that sort of thing. I don't know, like there's all sorts of different things what they could do with this, but yeah, really interesting seeing that from the Claremont Steel Fabricators and that track being there. It also leads you on to think, well, hang on a minute, the track's now being painted, when's it going to be coming over? Could we be seeing this in the next few months start to arrive at Alton Towers? Obviously there's a lot of foundation work still to be done, but yeah, it's all really fascinating stuff. Like obviously John Wardley, did confirm late last year that we're going to be seeing Nemesis come back in a new kind of form, but I don't think anyone was really expecting the track colour to change. So yeah, this is a really interesting one. So just to kind of recap, my initial reaction was I don't like the look of this. Then I'm starting to think more about it, and it's just impossible for them to leave the station and everything that same colour and looking the same, and then put in this black track, this shiny black track. It's going to have other updates. But yeah, if we do see red supports, I would be very surprised. I don't think that would fit at all. I don't think that's what they got planned. I think the red's going to be more subtle, possibly on the new trains. Could we see red restraints possibly, or would that be too similar to Nemesis Inferno down at Thorpe Park? I don't know, but I think we're going to be seeing a completely updated experience now. There's certainly more to this than we were originally expecting, and I'd imagine that is also because of marketing. Now, Alton Towers marketing, they like to do these quirky, unique things, and also just marketing in general. If you're spending multi-millions of pounds, which Alton Towers are, on Nemesis with this retrack work that we're all really thankful of. They could have just said, that's it, the end of the ride, we're going to put something else there instead, because it's easier to market and easier to bring people in. But no, they're doing this work. However, you've got to think they've still got to draw people in somehow. So actually by doing this and maybe updating the name to something like Nemesis Reborn or Nemesis Rebirth or something along those lines, and then having a new colour scheme, effectively to the public, it's a new ride, what they can market. So I can see why they're doing it. It's going to be a big shock. It's going to look really different. However, yeah, I'm starting to come more to terms with it now. Past couple of days, it took me a while to really think about it, but now I think there's definitely more to this project than we all thought. Obviously, the layout we know is going to be coming back as per the planning application. However, yeah, that track colour is going to be different, and I think we're going to see a lot of theming enhancements and upgrades now made around the area, ready for Nemesis to reopen in 2024. But there we go. Let me know your thoughts down below in the video comments. I'm really interested to hear what you all think to this one, because it's really different. It was an iconic colour scheme. Everybody loved the look of it. However, worth pointing out, it wasn't that original colour scheme. You know, I'd like to see them kind of scratch it with blood and all that sort of thing up the supports and onto the track. I just don't want it to look too kind of clean cut, if you know what I mean. It wants to look, I liked that rusty effect that they had on there, you know, when they did the repaint. It wants to look, you know, old and rusty. It doesn't want to look like this brand spanking new machine, in my opinion. You know, it wants to keep that creature lifelike to it. But let's see what happens. Of course, we'll give you another update next month in February when we're back from our big trip. The park will be back open, so we can head up there and get some updates. I say the park, it'll just be limited for February half term, and also of course the hotels, water park, so we'll be able to enter the resort again and get some more updates, because I think the stall turn, the loop and all of that's going to be coming down over the next couple of weeks whilst there's no access to the site at all. But thanks for joining me here on Theme Park Worldwide for an action-packed update. I'll be back tomorrow with a new video for you all, and don't forget to keep on riding. See you tomorrow.